Have you ever felt like you had no friends at all? Well, it turns out that 35% of Americans report feeling lonely, even though 69% of them say they have close friends. But why is it that some people can have so many friends while others cannot make a single friend? Why do some people have real friends who would go through hell and back for them, while others feel completely alone in the world? What makes some people such magnets for friendship, while others struggle to make connections? And how can we improve our odds of finding these special friends? Keep watching to find out. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about why real friends are rare and how to find them. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure to hit subscribe if you haven't already. Let's begin. In today's hyper-individualistic culture, we often find ourselves prioritizing our own needs over the needs of others. We may think that making sacrifices for others is a sign of weakness, or that putting someone else's needs before our own means that we're being taken advantage of. However, this couldn't be further from the truth. As human beings, we are wired for connection. Our brains are constantly looking for ways to form bonds with other people, because we need people to survive. Throughout history, humans have relied on social connections to help them survive everything from natural disasters to economic downturns, to wars and conflicts. That's why having strong social connections is actually one of the most important things that we can focus on in life. But with that said, let's continue. Have you ever experienced a time when you needed a friend the most but didn't know where to turn? Everyone needs a shoulder to cry on, or an encouraging hand to hold on to every now and then. But the truth is that most people don't have anyone to turn to in times of need. The sad reality is that most friendships aren't as strong as they seem. Most of us have probably experienced a friend who was there when times were good, but disappeared when we really needed them. But why is it that so many friendships fail to stand the test of time? And why is it that some friendships are so much deeper and more meaningful than others? It turns out that the answer to both of these questions has to do with what we call reciprocity of attraction. Reciprocity of attraction refers to the tendency for us to be drawn to people who are drawn to us. In other words, we're more likely to become friends with people who like us as much as we like them. You see, when we meet someone new, we typically like them a little bit. But if they don't seem to like us back, our feelings of attraction quickly fade away. This is called the reciprocity of liking effect. On the other hand, if they do seem to like us, then we're more likely to start a relationship with them, and our feelings of attraction towards them will grow stronger over time. This is called the reciprocity of attraction effect. Basically, if you want to make friends with someone, you need to be likable. But if you want your friendships to last a lifetime, you need to be reciprocal. You need to give as much as you get, both in terms of the effort you put into the friendship and the level of emotional support you provide. Here's the thing. Research shows that only a small percentage of people are willing to invest enough effort into their relationships to reap the benefits of reciprocity of attraction. For example, a study published in the Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin found that only 4% of college students reported having close friends who they felt were very emotionally close to them. So why are so few people willing to invest the necessary effort into their relationships? One reason could be that people have a limited amount of time and energy, and they choose to spend it on other things besides making friends. Or it could be that people have a hard time opening up emotionally and being vulnerable with others. Or maybe it's because they don't feel like they have anyone worth opening up to. Whatever the reason may be, the end result is that most of us never get to experience the joy of true friendship. So if you want to be one of the rare people who does experience the joys of true friendship, you need to be willing to do something that most people are not willing to do. You need to be proactive in forming and maintaining your friendships. You need to be willing to invest the necessary time and energy into getting to know people on a deeper level and being there for them when they need it the most. Otherwise, you'll just be another face in the crowd, lost in the sea of loneliness that surrounds us all. To illustrate this point, let's take a look at two hypothetical people, Sarah and Emily. Both of these women are looking for friends, but they're taking very different approaches to doing so. Sarah is content with having small talk with her colleagues at work and hanging out with people she barely knows from school. She doesn't really think about the quality of her friendships and is perfectly happy with just having a lot of acquaintances. On the other hand, Emily actively tries to cultivate deeper relationships with the people in her life. She makes an effort to get to know her colleagues on a personal level, and she reconnects with old friends from school that she hasn't spoken to in years. She understands that quantity is not everything, and that it's better to have a few close friends than a lot of superficial acquaintances. Now let's fast forward 5 years and see how their lives have turned out. Sarah still has a lot of acquaintances, but she doesn't have any close friends. She feels lonely and isolated, and wishes she had spent more time cultivating deeper relationships. Emily, on the other hand, has a few close friends that she can always rely on. She feels supported and loved and knows that she can count on her friends no matter what. Who do you think has a better situation? Obviously, Emily. By taking the time to invest in her friendships, she was able to create something truly special that brought her a lot of happiness. Sarah, on the other hand, failed to see the importance of investing in her friendships and ended up regretting it later in life. We all have the power to create meaningful friendships in our lives, but it takes a conscious effort. If we're not willing to put in the work, then we'll just be like Sarah, stuck in a life of loneliness and isolation. So how can you actually find real friends? Well, it starts with being open to the possibility that they exist. If you believe that everyone is out to get you, or that no one can be trusted, then you're not going to be open to forming deep connections with others. You need to have a positive mindset when it comes to friendship. You need to believe that you deserve to have real friends in your life, and that it's possible to find them. Next, you need to be proactive in your search for friends. Don't wait for people to come to you. Go out and meet new people. Join clubs, take classes, volunteer. Do whatever you need to do to put yourself out there and meet new people. The more people you meet, the greater the chances that you'll find someone who is a good fit for you. Another important tip is to be yourself when you're meeting new people. Don't try to pretend to be someone you're not. Be honest about who you are and what you're looking for. The right people will appreciate you for who you are and won't want anything more than to be your friend. It's also important to be patient in your search for friends. It takes time to build relationships and trust. Don't get discouraged if you don't make friends right away. Just keep putting yourself out there, and eventually you will find the people you're looking for. Finally, remember that not all friendships are meant to last forever. People change and grow, and sometimes those changes can pull you in different directions. That's okay. Not every friendship is meant to be a lifelong friendship. Sometimes the friendships we make along the way are just as valuable as the ones that last forever. Just enjoy the time you have with the people you meet, and don't take it for granted. So there you have it, guys. Those are a few tips on how to find real friends. I hope they help you out. Remember that real friends are out there, but you need to be proactive in your search for them. You need to be open-minded, patient, and most importantly, yourself. I wish you the best of luck in your search for friends. Thanks for watching. Hey, we hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe for more content like this. If you want to learn more about psychology, check out some of our other videos. And if you have any thoughts, comments, or questions, please feel free to leave them down below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.